Welcome back. You're watching Buy Now, Sell Now. Time to turn to earnings now, and Castrol India is the counter that we're focusing in on. The company reported revenue of 1,090 crore rupees. That's a growth of 17% on a year-on-year basis. PAT came in at 188 crore rupees, more or less flat compared with the year ago period. You had margins that contracted about 3 percentage points. We're joined by the management. Deepesh Baxi, who's the Chief Financial Officer and Wholetime Director of Castrol India, is joining in. Deepesh, thanks so much for taking the time. I do want to ask about something that relates to your margins, which is that you are seeing raw material price increases. Are you passing that on? Do we anticipate that the increase in crude oil prices is going to be passed on to consumers? Are you planning any price hikes in the first quarter of the calendar year?
We have a calendar year, which is January to December. So the fourth quarter is the quarter that we are talking about, which is October to December. And in this quarter, our revenues have gone up by 17%, and profit before tax has gone up by 3%. And we've also grown sequentially over the last quarter of third quarter 2021. You're right, there has been a sharp increase in the input costs. And also there has been some softness in the demand, but we've tackled that through strategic pricing interventions and also introduction of various new products in this quarter. Going forward, the crude is expected to give some headwinds. However, we do have a strategic pricing strategy in place, and we will respond as we see the changes in the crude environment.
Deepesh, speaking about the price hikes that you've taken till June of 2021, did they somewhat mitigate the rise in input costs? How much did they cover?
Yes, it did. Compared to last year, fourth quarter, and this year, fourth quarter, prices of COGS, which we say is the crude and base oil and additives, gone up almost 60%. And we've covered almost the entire price increases when we took the price increase in June as well.
Baxi, there is Cheryl also joining in the conversation and talking about your quarter gone by. What exactly resulted in the dip in the margins in the quarter gone by? If you look at the number, your margins have come in at around 24.4% versus 24.5% on a year-on-year basis. So what contributed to this dip?
Right. So I think there are a couple of reasons. Firstly, there has been softness in the demand, right? We have grown volumes, but as you've seen the recent statistics coming out in terms of the car sales, bike sales, tractor sales, I think there has been some softness in the fourth quarter. The second thing is that, we always look at the premium against our competitors and support our brand through investments and resilience. So that kind of were there in terms of the headwinds. Forex is another aspect of our input costs, and there has been variation in the Forex as well. Of course, we do our hedging, but Forex has moved, as you know, in the fourth quarter as well.
Mr. Baxi, let's delve in further into your Q4 numbers, and if you could help us with the volume growth that you witnessed in the quarter gone by, and also along with that, if you could help us with the overall mix of your products.
Right. So the volume growth in the fourth quarter has been around 2%, and the mix. See, out of the total volume that we have about 15% in industrial, and the rest of it is in automotive, and out of which the automotive sector, almost 60% of that comes from our personal mobility, which is cars and bikes.
Just trying to understand, Deepesh, the traction, in the oil change service that you've started providing at the GeoBP outlets. Have you started covering all of the outlets? What's the response like?
Yeah, I think it's been a very good response. And, the GeoBP outlets are about 1,400 plus currently, and we supply oil to all the 1,400 outlets. The express oil change currently are 25. We just started this, 3 to 4 months ago, and we have plans to ramp up that as well. But overall, it's been a very good response on the express oil change. I mean, in addition to the express oil change, I would like to inform you that we've also launched Castrol Auto Services. These are multi-branded workshops where you not only service oils, not only service vehicles, but also change the oil. And we have about 100 of them by today. And this is another thing that we have taken in terms of the action in the market to strengthen our adjacencies portfolio in addition to our product brand portfolio.
All right, Deepesh, thank you so much for taking the time. Wish you all the best for the rest of the year as well.